Arrest today outside the Supreme Court during a big protest of the Roe v. Wade overturn. Crowds shut down traffic, sitting and blocking an intersection. Police say they arrested more than 180 of them. President Biden spoke on Roe during his final news conference at the NATO summit today. He said he'll do everything in his power to fight the Supreme Court's ruling, including changing the filibuster rules in the Senate so that they can create legislation.
I believe we have to codify Roe v. Wade in the law, and the way to do that is to make sure the Congress votes to do that. And if the filibuster gets in the way, it's like voting rights. It should be, we provide an exception for this, require an exception to the filibuster for this action.
The Senate's filibuster requires 60 votes to pass most pieces of legislation. It could be changed with a simple majority vote, but the Democrats don't have enough support to do it. CNBC senior White House correspondent Kayla Tausche traveling with the president live in Madrid. Kayla.
President Biden had long supported the filibuster, but his views began shifting as president as he faced congressional gridlock and persistent pressure from party progressives that recently reached a fever pitch. In March of last year, Mr. Biden suggested a return to the talking filibuster. That's where lawmakers have to talk to block a bill. In July of that year, though, he backed away from that during a debate on voting rights, saying at a CNN town hall a focus on the rules would overshadow the merits of that policy and cause chaos.
There's no reason to protect it other than you're going to throw the entire Congress into chaos and nothing will get done.
All right.
Nothing at all will get done. And there's a lot at stake. The most important one is the right to vote. That's the single most important one, and your vote counted.
But since the SCOTUS opinion leaked, the left has turned up the heat, from Congresswoman Cori Bush tweeting that day to kill the filibuster, saying this is an emergency, to firebrand AOC on The Late Show last night.
When we are strengthened by the repeal of the filibuster, or even the change to a talking filibuster or standing filibuster, in doing so, we can codify Roe.
Then there's Senator Elizabeth Warren, who told Politico early this morning there's already been a vote to codify Roe, and we don't have the votes. If we pick up 2 more senators, we can ditch the filibuster. The 2 senators in question, Democrats Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema. Manchin voted against that bill on abortion rights in May. Sinema opposes any change to the filibuster. Aides today said their positions are unchanged. Now, even if the Senate did have the ability to make that change, if Republicans flip the House in November, then it doesn't even make a difference. And Democrats have said that they want the party to do more. They want the White House to be able to make more progress than just to have a push to get out the vote. But, Shep, this filibuster issue is going to become a midterm issue of its own.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.